Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. This is another video. It's July, or not July, August. Middle of August, kinda. Almost a full, beginning of August. Almost a full moon in a couple days. Or today, I don't know. It's on the 9th. What day is it today? I have no idea. I've been going through a bunch of shit, but I want to talk about growing. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. How to grow. So I think this is probably the best food forest in Florida. People don't understand what forests are. And forests build themselves. Nature builds forests. We can enhance it and we can manage the soil, but literally the best thing you can do for a soil in a forest is to stay off of it and leave it alone. Just plant your plants in it. But overstore is super important. You can get that in a shade, a place that doesn't have any shade fairly quickly with bananas, and they also inoculate the soil. Usually those places that have the full sun and their lawns are devoid of biology that's going to support your banana and grow your food forest. So you have to inoculate your forest floor with something that's going to put biology into the soil, that's going to build biology into the soil. And you get that through seeds, but you can also get it quickly through bananas that have been grown naturally. Not this crap that they sell with the high fertilizer, high water inputs. It's crap. To me, it's crap. Sorry if that offends you, but that's what it is. Because they're polluted and they don't know how to grow naturally. But these bananas, I started with 15 ice cream bananas. They're ice cream bananas. I bought them from Pine Island 9 years ago and I've divided over 650. So there's a lot of bananas here. And none of them have ever been watered, and I don't put inputs on them. And they fruit a lot. I don't sell fruit. Let's get this clear. We do not sell fruit. We do not sell seeds. We do not sell plants. This is my personal food forest. It's what it is. And I go through here and pick fruit all the time, every day, year round. And I have lots of friends that I've made because of the way that I grow naturally, that also grow like this. I know there's a lot of us out there, but you need to speak up, because the other people that are the bots for the capitalist polluters will gaslight the hell out of us. So you really need to speak up, not just sit back and let people tell you this is how you grow, because they're just blatantly wrong. If you cannot use their plants or their seeds or their cuttings because of the way they are farming, because they're polluted, then it's an issue for us as shepherds of the earth, shepherds for the soil, shepherds for life. That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to create the conditions that builds life so that we are supported and life is supported. That's our sole role here. But yet we create the conditions that support a few people, a few families that have a lot of money, that are polluting everything, and we're paying for it. So here's a starfruit tree. So a lot of people ask, there's a lot of fruit. We get this fruits multiple times a year. Multiple times. It's a pretty old tree, so is this one, but it was severely compacted here. So a lot of people don't understand that you cannot, well, not people that listen to these videos generally. I know you all know how to grow, but nobody speaks up about it, and so it's like we're all silent. But Everyone else is so vocal. Reddit will gladly provide information that will pollute the earth. So it's like, why isn't our stuff out there? Why aren't these methods known? Methods that don't include humans. So all this galangal ginger that's everywhere here has never been watered, and it all started from a 1-gallon pot. My poor Luke's Garcinia is like, hasn't set out any new leaves since the hailstorm. And it's just, well, I have several Luke's Garcinias because I got seeds from Luke. And so I direct sowed 200 seeds here. But it got hit by the hail. Look at this, and it still hasn't put out leaves. All this damage was from the hail, the holes in the leaves. This is one of the few trees that hasn't set out any new, oh, it's got some new growth starting here. But that's it. Oh, maybe it's starting. I don't know. It's kind of odd that it doesn't have new leaves on it yet. Scared me a little bit. But there's other Lukes, so it's not like a person dying. And it's gonna survive, I know it is. The Garcinia Livingstonii looks great. I'm gonna go over to the MB tree because I haven't been here yet to look at it. And it's looking good down here. The moringa looks great. And sapodias. I've been finding ice cream beans on the ground. Rotten ones, so they're producing. I just don't ever see them. I look for them and I never see them, so I'm not gonna bother. Here's a Ras Sapote. This little tree in full shade produces very well. This little grafted tree, like, struggled for a long time. So yeah, when you start out and it's a lawn, you want to, like, it's all compacted. So everyone's issues are from compaction. Compaction is equal to not having life in your soil. And your soil's ability to hold water is equally as bad as the lack of life. Water and life they're one and the same. You want your water held in the system in the form of life, so multiple plants. So what you do is you plant as many different species close to each other, as many as you can get, a lot more than 10. I see this stuff where people, for real estate agents, they'll like describe a property, because there's lots of like 4.7 to up to 5 acre properties for sale, or 4.5 or 4 acres here in Vero Beach, more so than 10 acres, which is what we have, 9.77 acres. But they'll say nice landscaping, and it's like, what? But there is no landscaping. You have 3 freaking plant groups. You have a lawn, probably done up with chemicals, easily done up with fire ant killer, I'm sure, and waft sprayer. And you have they had like a palm tree and a couple other plants. Maybe a tiny little oak tree, size of, it's just like no landscaping. Nice landscaping. Note to real estate agent. No, the nice landscaping is the landscaping that supports you and all the life that people from Florida love. So it's not 3 plants. It's just, it's so basic. This is what irritates me about the lawn people and the promoter of lawn. The lawn people, they're like, trust me, I like the look of a lawn and I like my paths mowed, kind of. I also like them unmowed, but it's good to see critters. When they aren't mowed, rabbits will run over your feet and freak you out, and there are snakes here, so there's that issue. Um, there's another Ross sapota that really got attacked by the cold when it got 29 degrees here, but it's fine. So yeah, back to the orchard floor. So, you know, if it's sand, you got to add plants. Plant from seeds is the best, not plants that you kept in plastic pots for the last 2 years or 5 years or whatever it's been, but plants that you get seeds from a known source, if you can find them, of regeneratively grown seeds. So it could be the wood chip grower people, you know, that don't use chemicals, that throw rock dust or whatever, anything other than water-based fertilizers, whether it's organic or whatever. And in plastic pots, they're all polluted. So it's like, plastic is the worst of any chemical they use in agriculture, I think. So you just can't ignore it. You just can't ignore a fucking bundle of forever chemicals, because that's what plastic pots are. Anyway, here's the Kwai Muk tree, and it had some fruit on it when I was here last time. It still does. This tree has been producing for several years. It was a tiny little tree, like this big, grafted tree when I planted it here. It's got some yellowish fruit, which will probably drop off, but it's probably got some white fruit or flowers. I see lots of elderly flowers. I've got a bunch of peach cobbler mangoes that are almost ripe. Like, don't like to show all that stuff because then people want to buy it, and I don't sell fruit. I trade with people for plants. You know, all this fruit and all these cuttings and all these seeds are, you know, it's like wealth for trading green currency, plants, fruit and seeds. I don't buy plants new. Thankfully, I don't have to, unless, you know, I see a new Garciniac pop up that looks and sounds delicious. That I have zero interest in anything else. I'll just spread the stuff around here. It looks good. Yeah, so this I don't have to. Look at this huge pile of katuk. My friend Nigel and his wife came over with their little 2-week-old newborn daughter. She's so cute. I couldn't believe it. I used to not like kids or like have any interest, but I see that now that I'm getting older, I seem to like them more. They're cute. I don't want one, but it's good to see kids. So yeah, this katuk looks great. I love it. So you got to start planting plants in it. So you do cuttings of like this chia spinach, and you do cuttings of cassava, and you do cuttings of this hog plum, this red hog plum, and you do cuttings of the yams, and you do cuttings of the sweet potato, and you do divides of the heliconia, and then you divide the bromeliad, and you know, you get up to 10 plants like that, and then you add your fruit tree seeds. I tend to start citrus in pots, terracotta pots. Who knows, there's something probably horrible in there too. You know, I understand it's hard to get away from the crap. I use it. I'm just speaking up because I think people need to speak up about this stuff. Why doesn't anybody say anything to the tropical fruit people? The whole tropical fruit people in general, it's just, it's like, I don't know, it's bizarre. It's like, it's just stuff for sale. Trees and plastic pots. Not beautiful gardens. And then everyone listens to those people that sell trees and plastic pots, not to the people that know how to grow gardens naturally. And if you try to say that, you know, how you grow, or that people mention people that grow like this, they said, oh, you don't get any fruit. Like I said, All these plants are green currency to trade for fruit. Stuff you don't have, you can get very easily. Or you could turn it into cash if you're so inclined. I'm personally not inclined to do that. The variegated monstera is looking good. I like this cacti here. Finally getting big. I have to look at this. House is looking good. I love it. So quiet and peaceful here in the mornings. We're right downtown Vero here. It's not like, but also after 4 o'clock, because Vero Beach it's all old people. So it's like 6 o'clock. Nobody's even driving. So that part's nice. This is the Garcinia macrophylla, and see how huge the leaves are, but it's way over here, but it's also way over there. And I planted it in this heliconia. I have been like chopping the heliconia a little bit from around where it's had been growing, just because I want it to get a little bit of sun. So it's like, it's above my head now. It's, there it is. That's the top of it, new leaves. It's quite big. There's leaves here. It's one of the, probably I've heard was like the best. So this is the best Garcinia. This is that ice cream bean that has fruit on it. That, I wonder how many drop in here that I never see. Oops. I mean, come on, doesn't this look cool? I mean, nobody else has a food forest like this. That's coconut. I mean, it's just like, it's a botanical garden. It's the best food forest in on the East Coast, I think. I would like to hear about others. Because it's not a farm, it's a food forest. My food forest. Mine. I'm gonna look at this achachiro because there is fruit on it. I'm gonna go up to the seashore mangosteen, the Garcinia humbroniana, because it's got a lot of fruit on it. So also another thing about the orchard floor, so all those plants I mentioned, cuttings of everything. This was a hog plum for some reason, or a June plum, some reason died, maybe, I don't know why. But I have another one, so you can do cuttings of that. So then you let the stuff that grows there on its own, so you don't snuff it out. You don't cover it in mulch or wood chips especially. You just don't. That would cause nutrient lock in the other plants, especially if you added something like zebu manure to it. That's what it does. So you don't want to do that. You just want to, like, what I would do is I would make a tea out of the banana roots from our bananas, you know, because they have soil on them and they exude bioactive compounds. They leak, so so I'd put them in water, rainwater, like a pail of rainwater, and then I'd add a couple of round zebu turds. They're little, they're like a big giant rabbit turds, and they would dissolve, and I'd put a lid over it, and then the next morning I'd take a branch, a stiff branch, you know, so some bend and don't work. The Bidens wouldn't work, so usually pepper trees work great because they bend and they sling. So then I just dip it in the pot and sling it everywhere. That's what I would do. But people don't even look at cow manure. They just say, oh, I put wood chips and cow manure down. It's like, what type of cow manure? It's another thing about this farm. The intent for this farm was to be a biodynamic farm, so we never put down anything that could jeopardize our ability to become biodynamic certified, so no minerals and no just holistically grown cows, so cows that just ate grass and rotated the pasture, and nothing brought on into the farm. So everything was started clean here. Nothing, you know, it was a closed loop system, pretty much. We bought coastal hay for our cows, but it was approved for organic use. And the biodynamic allowed it also, because we couldn't find organic hay around here. We can find organic hay up in Citra. So yeah, so I'd fling it in there and I'd let this grow out, and I'd plant bananas would be the first thing. And then all around the bananas I would start planting. But the bananas have to come from a good source. The manure has to come from a good source. Everything's interconnected. You have to look at everything, the path of everything to your soil. This is that, the Alba star apple. This is that juicy pearl star apple. I need to hack this freaking vine off back again. Don't ever plant that vine. I don't see any ripe fruit. I see some green fruit. Green fruit, yes. It's like, it was kind of, it was an okay year, but the hail really affected everything. I don't see any new leaves on this either, which is kind of surprising. But the tree got damaged by the hail, all these nicks. That's all from the hail that was in May that pretty much wiped out most of our mangoes. But it knocked all the fruit off, the black zapotes, well, most of the fruit, but they're all like coming back, people. I will have black zapotes for days. It's funny how you don't have to like sell the fruit from a food forest. It just becomes people's food, the right people's food. Mm-hmm. This is a philodendron Josebuenio. Looks good. Finally growing up this tree. Seems to be okay in the shade, but the white isn't very white. It's just green, but it doesn't lose it, which is nice. It'll eventually hang over into the sun and be white again. I've really been dividing these a lot and bringing them up to ups and downs for the orchard floor, rather than so much galangal. I want lots of these. So pretty, so pretty here. I can just walk around here for hours, which I do when I'm here. It makes me feel better. I've been really emotional because of my partner's issues. People think that I said we're going to sell ups and downs farm. I never said that. I said I might have to. Depends on what happens. But I live there, so I'm not selling it. But it's like a life-changing diagnosis that is not good. So I have to I have to think about what I have to do in case, when that happens. So I don't know how to deal with that. So, yeah, it's fucked up. But look at how nice it looks. So the achachiros are looking good. These mangoes, this is what compaction compaction does. It stunts trees, or trees get big or taller and then they fall over. It's because the roots haven't gone down deep. And so they just twist. The guanabana looks good. Got lots of bananas everywhere. So what is that? So, looked like a hummingbird, but I don't think it was. Is that? No, it's one of those moths. Yep. Didn't want to be filmed. Oh, I forgot to look at the bees. Let me see. The bees were really swarming over here yesterday. Sorry. I get sidetracked when I think about what will happen. Back to the orchard floor. This is what compaction is. The grass never grows. This was a lawn. It was like pour here, and then they had huge lawn ponds. But bananas tend to start fixing that. That's like the only thing that really fixes it, and the only input I found that fixes it is, we were biodynamic certified, so I made BD 500 out of our cow's manure. And then when I dug up the BD 500 on the spring equinox to make BD 500 spray, I did not make the BD 500 spray. I just picked the inoculated whole horn with the manure in it and reburied it in troubled spots. And it fixed them. So it works. It's like the best input I ever discovered. It works. It's the only thing I know that worked for compaction for me. And planting a lot of plants at the same time, but you have the bananas in combination, and then all the other trees at the same time. So you want to have as many as you can get, and let the stuff that grows there grow, so you know how bad the conditions are. Because the plants that you plant in the conditions where the grass never grows, the plants will not grow either. That's what happened to this ice cream bean. Same thing. Super compacted. It's taken years for it to start growing this good. I've been at it 10 years in October. So look at that big clump of bananas. All these bananas are going to get like that. So they're different ages. And I kept pulling pups off of them because this is how I populated our food forest up at Citra. It's with these bananas. And they survived the winter, never got browned. When it got down to 26 degrees, they still retained the green in their leaves underneath the canopy of that huge old growth oak forest. Thank you. People think that you have to add inputs to something like that. Yeah, excuse me. Not to be rude, but yeah, no, you don't have to do that. They take care. It's self-regenerative. Forests are self-regenerative. Remove yourself. Don't put a bunch of inputs in there. Put a little biology in. Fix what they've damaged if they've mowed into a lawn, because the water cycle is broken from the compaction layer they've created in the top, and polluted it with forever chemicals from the rubber from the tires of the tractor. So you have to fix that. So that's why you have to plant a lot of diversity, seed-grown plants from regeneratively known source. Where's that hog? Do I see her? She's up in that tree somewhere. Do you see her? That sounds like it. Oh, there it is. from a regeneratively known source. This is Eric's sweet Garcinia. I forgot to look at the freaking bees again. This is what happens. I come out here and it's like, I don't know how many more videos I will be able to make, because it's like, but I'll make them, I guess. People need to wake up and speak up. People just don't speak up now. What in the fuck's wrong with that? I mean, what in the hell has happened to everyone? I just can't believe that Turkey Point nuclear power plant is leaking radiation into the aquifer for Miami, and nobody even seems to care. California, they'd shut that bitch down in a heartbeat. I'm sure. So here's the bees. They're not, yeah, they're still there. Yeah, they're in here now. And it looks like there's honey dripping out of the, where are you, bee? Right here? No, right there. I see them. And then there's, looks like honey dripping from this hole here. See that? The bees are up here. Where are you? Right there. Yeah, there's, I think, 3 hives on this property, wild honeybees. I love it. It's a sure sign of whether anybody has been spraying chemicals or not. Unfortunately, we need these. I'll go this way since I've done that like 3 times already in this video. We need these sentries to tell us whether or not we're being polluted in real time, because it seems like you can't. They don't monitor people's chemical profile in single family homes. Guaranteed, living around a bunch of houses painted in plastic is going to create a polluted environment for the soil around the house and the air. You know, because paint is plastic, so they're painted with plastic in and out. And then they sell those paints that don't allow for what they repel any dirt or stain resistant paints. You know, that's all forever chemicals. People don't even care. They don't even have to tell you. They didn't tell us when they offered us that paint, when we bought the paint for the house. It's like, oh my God. No, the plastic latex paint is good enough. So fucked up. So this is a key lime. And seed grown, because we grow all our citrus from seed. And it had some blooms on it when I was here last time. And not gonna even try to look for fruit. There's another key lime over here, but it's like surrounded by this cassava. Look at this cassava. This cassava is like a jungle. Anyone that thinks that this place doesn't support life is like totally blind to the miles of cassava we have here and the amount of fruit which is all over this Garcinia intermediate tree. Been having people come by and get fruit. Has little tiny fruit on it, but it has ripe fruit. But I got to be careful because There is it's got bigger green fruit. There is trees planted around this tree. I don't want to step on any. It's got this little tree there. I think that's a coffee tree. Seed-grown coffee. Huh. Intermedia. And there's some over there. Of course, they're on the other side. These pretty much, not the intermediate so much, but the lemon drop mangosteens, and they produce all year, nonstop. The madruno, they just keep putting out crops, crop after crop after crop, bloom after bloom after bloom, multiple times a year. This is a Polyteria that I bought as a small seedling from Bellamy trees. It's looking good. Boy, these branches have gotten so long on this thing. Just want to get that fruit, which now I see fruit on the other side. Anyway, I'm not even going to attempt it because, oh, here's one. Because now I can't even see that fruit that I saw from over there. There it is. It's like a fruit hunt. Fruit hunt. Fruit hunt. No water. Don't need to water. I don't care what anybody says. They just tell you they have to water. That one's green on that side, I guess. We have sand. Yeah, this was all white sand lawn compacted when I moved here. Thankfully, it had some big, huge live oak trees and that big, giant guanacaste tree. You know, state tree of Costa Rica. Somebody actually emailed me and said, I heard you're moving to Costa Rica or something like that. You were thinking of buying in Costa Rica, and it's like, I'm going on vacation in Costa Rica for a week or 10 days. Oh my God. I'm not moving to Costa Rica. I would move to Palm Springs, California before I moved anywhere, I think. I like the heat. I like Southern California. I couldn't have my cows there though. So there's various things that are planted in here. Which of course I can't see now, but there's lots of cashews, and there's eugenias, and there's opuntias, and some cassava. I could see I need some more cassava right through here. Just not enough. This is achachiro. There's probably achachiro and other garcinias through there, just that they're too small to see. This is the African locust bean. Yeah, the only reason why I would have to sell is if up there is if, because I only want one place for me. I can't handle both two large places. So I guess I could rent this out as a Airbnb for in a tropical fruit forest, holistically grown, naturally farmed tropical fruit forest. It does make a difference, people. I know you have trouble stepping away from the dogma of chemical pollutants, but it doesn't have to be that way in Florida. This is living proof. And when I first started this farm, they just told me straight up you could not grow organically in Florida. Does this look like it struggles? Even without water. God, if I would have said organically without water, they would have freaked. Oh, get real. There's no water in sand. It has no water holding capacity. Yes, it has a huge water holding capacity. once you put life into it. That's what holds the water in the sand. I mean, it's like, what don't you understand? I see that the citrus farm, Schatz, down the road, is letting all the stuff between their citrus look like this. But then they spray something in the rows where the citrus is. Note to Schatz, you disconnect your tree from this that you are growing when you do that, because water cannot move through sand that is compacted by rain and from years of abuse from weed killers. Unless it has tall grass in it. But it's just strange. It's so basic, but yet so foreign to everyone. And then they like pay all this money to try to figure out how to grow to prevent greening. And they don't look at people that are doing it. And they can't be heard. They can't even be looked at. I don't know. That's I get so discouraged by the total freaking ignorance in Florida, and it could be Eden here. Okay, I had some huge, I'm gonna get those. Some huge Garcinia humbronianas. I see some on the ground. Little one. Or is that, yeah, little one, but there's big fruit. They're gonna be bigger. Fruit, it's got a lot of fruit on it. It's given me a lot of fruit, hundreds of seeds. It's an amazing tree. Each one of the big fruit has like 10 seeds in it. Look them up, they're expensive. Seashore mangosteen seeds, and they're fresh, and these are naturally grown, so they're superior to any other mangosteen. Seashore mangosteen, I can't even reach that. I have to crawl up in the tree. Seeds you can find, probably. I can't reach it. I have to get because I don't want to hurt the tree. They'll fall off when they're ripe, or also, so, but I got this one. I have some in the house that were huge. I should have brought them out. You can pick these yellow. So you just go around this outside, and then it pops right off. It's really nice. The fruit's really nice. I love these. My partner wasn't out here eating all this fruit when I was. He's just like never got into it. It was weird. Oh my God. So good. So freaking good. I love those. I'm not gonna show myself. You can hear it, but look at all the seeds in here. 1, 2, 3. 3 seeds, 1, 2, 3. That little tiny fruit. There's another little fruit on the ground. A little one. Oh, I see it. Oh no, that's some from skin I threw down. Little one. Oh yeah, here's one here I could get. Why did I focus on those big ones up there? They look like I could reach them, but they're up like 7 feet. You have to have a female tree of this. This one's a little bit bigger. But there's got fruit all the way down here, and then it fruits for like 6 or 7 months a year. So it's a long fruiting period. Continuously flowers, got little fruit up at the top. Started holding fruit last year for the first time. and got beat up by the hail. It knocked a lot of the fruit off. But the fruit overcame it because it has that thick rind. So, shoot, I'm dropping the seeds. Don't want to drop those seeds. Oh, look at this one. So this is one I realized was in my pocket, and it's a better representative of the seashore mangosteen, but let's see if I could find that seed because I really want the seed. Yes, I got it. Seed. I'm gonna see if I could open this one. So I score it all the way around with my finger. Can't do it really. See if I can pick it off. I should have scored it ahead of time. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, there I go. I got it. Sorry. I just want this fruit in there. There you go. So I picked this one last time I was here, so this has been a week, so it would be all white, but I put my fingers on it. Garcinias get damaged when you touch them. See, it changes colors. Look at that. So it's white, and then I just barely touched it, and it changes color. So not touching them is real important when you peel them. That's why usually not filming and doing it would be better, but it doesn't change the flavor of them. And I'm sure you absorb nutrients from the juices from the skin through your skin. Oh my God. And it's so freaking good. So these ripen off the tree. Pick them yellow, ripen off the tree, they turn red. And they last a long time. Oh, it's good. Huge seeds. Like 10 of them. I got 3 right there. Count them. Okay. 3. Here, I'll just eat them. So this is what I've been calling the Garcinia. I'm bromine lemon drop mangosteen. So this seashore mangosteen is very sweet. Okay, there's 4. 5. So good. So good. It's my favorite Garcinia so far. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 seeds from one fruit. And this has a lot of fruit on it. I had my friend Nigel here yesterday, and they got some fruit, not tons of fruit, but they got some. This has lots of fruit. My friend Frank likes this. He likes the seeds, so. It tastes sweet after eating the seashore mangosteen. They complement each other. Very nice. Still have flowers on it. Still has little fruit on it. Green fruit. This is all the damage from the hail. Hail damage. That whole hail damage. This is new leaves. So when they leaf out, new leaves, then they usually flower. So that's what it's doing right there. I've got lots of little fruit, and it's got bigger fruit. And this one you can eat the skin on. Very thin skin compared to the intermedia. I think this is the one Blind Fox calls improved lemon drop, but you know, I don't sell fruit, so I just call it I don't know, it's like a Garcinia gardneriana small lemon drop size. Got the point on it, like gardneriana. So that's what I do. Here's Garcinia brasiliensis, which is the smallest lemon drop. So brasiliensis is also the best tasting, and you eat the skin on this one also, and it's always round. It's like the smallest one, but it's delicious, best tasting one. And then the intermedia, and then gardneriana. So intermedia is in the middle. That's the one we tasted, the lemon drop I tasted last, that you don't eat the skin on, and doesn't have a point. Sometimes it can have a little point. These are good. That's when you eat the skin on. Delicious. Of course, if you're spraying your trees with copper and crap like that, then probably shouldn't eat them. Eat the skin or what? I wouldn't eat them. It's funny how people they overthink growing and then they screw everything up. It's a cashew. I was worried my little Garcinia madruna was going to stop fruiting for a moment, but I see it has fruit on it. Not this, it's one of those delicious. I see it has some fruit on it, little fruits. Where else do I see it? Right here. So, see that fruit? This thing fruits year round. This is the most prolific Garcinia we have. That's about 8 feet now. And all this damage was from the hail. Just trashed the tree. And then this is the old leaf damage. These are new leaves, so. It kind of does a slowdown late summer, so it doesn't produce like huge giant crops, but that probably will change when it gets older. But all the rest of the months out of the year, it produces huge crops. Just continuously all winter long. It's really nice. It's a nice tree, nice fruit. I like it. You don't get fat from eating it. Supposedly there's bioactive compounds in them, and indigenous cultures have used certain ones in South America for folk medicine. The Garcinia leaf, root, and fruit branch. You can look it up at the NIH. Just get the Italian name and NIH. Crap will come up. Medicinal qualities. This is a big debating on whether I should prune this Inga cinnamoniae, but I don't think so. This is an Adamoya. There's I should look to see if it has flowers. Custard apple. A couple of them. This looks like it could produce fruit this year. Seems to have a lot of flowers. It's finally seems to get more tree-like this year. Miko lemons, most of them are loaded with fruit. The older ones, loaded. It's the only citrus that the birds wipe their beaks on. The fruit when it's green. Except the year I put a load of zebu manure next to it. They didn't do it that year, so I don't know if that was to be replicated. Possible. I would try it again if I had citrus. I have citrus up at Citra, but all my citrus is small. So there's sugar apples growing along here, and I see they're kind of big. So I'm gonna go through here because I don't want to go that way. And the mangoes are looking good. cassava's getting big. It's a cashew. Here's a sugar apple, small one. There's another cashew. There's other things in here. I know there's a seed-grown mulberry that looks great. It's growing next to this banana. Frank said they have trouble growing seed-grown unless you give them manure inputs. But this never got any inputs, and it looks great. I don't think inputs are needed once the biology is in the system, and something like this, the biology is in the system. So it's like biodiverse and everything's thriving. Lots of bananas. There's so many bananas here. Look at that. We have bananas every day. I feed them to my tortoise. 120-pound tortoise. He's huge. Eats a lot of bananas. I give him like 15 a day. Along with a bunch of other stuff. Organic fruit, mostly he likes. That's what he likes. I know sulcata supposedly shouldn't do that, but he likes it. This is a Lisa Adamoya. See these sugar apples? There's lots. These don't have any. There's a lot of sugar apples. This is a huge Adamoya, Lisa Adamoya. It's just giant. And I can smell the flowers going under the canopy of it. It must have fruit on it. It's just, it produces fruit. So for some reason, it's very sprawling. Just huge. I mean, it goes from here. It's like, I see big flowers on it. So it's definitely gonna have fruit on it. Those are fruit flowers. Here's back to the sugar apples. This one looks like it mummified, but that one has anthracnose. Most of them don't. Most of them look clean. They're really good sugar apples. They're the chewy sugar apples. Of course, sugar apples are like one of those fruits that they're just so much continuity issues. I think it has to do with they all don't ripen on the same day, or they all don't ripen on the day that they were picked, or the next day. I think that is a lot of it. So, but some just don't get very big. Some get huge. It's like the problems with the nursery started trees, which is what these were. But they've been growing naturally for a long time. They're totally healthy. And they produce lots of big, huge crops every year. And this is the galangal ginger that came from the 1 gallons in between every one of them. This is a big ilama tree. This is a smaller ilama tree. Gifts from my friends. I can't freaking remember their name. Sorry, people. I'm old and under stress. Old and under stress. There's a lot of sugar apples on these things. This one has some anthracnose for sure. But there's a lot of them that don't, which is better than usual, because I see more that don't than that do. This is the branch that the possum broke last year, see? And it survived and it produced all this fruit this year. I'm glad I left it. The tree didn't seem to get hurt by it. It's still growing well. There's another ilama right here. What was it called? Annona diversifolia. Now this is Annona squamosa, but they changed the name of the Annona diversifolia to Annona macrophyllata. I like diversifolia better, personally. I don't know why they did that. Usually, good fruit is like given that name. I've noticed macrophyllata. like the Garcinia macrophyllata. This is a Geffner Adamoya, and it's got fruit on it. I don't really see any fruit ready to pick. Got fruit yesterday. Maybe this one could be picked with the anthracnose on it. I'll try it. It's not the biggest one, but boy, I can't believe this video's been an hour. It's been a successful fruit day. It always is here. It's Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, the most in place and the best food forest in Florida. Personal food forest. Easily. I love it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. I always enjoy hearing from you.